Hi friends and welcome back to my channel. Let's talk about my March TBR. As of when I'm filming this, it's the last day of the Olympics-a-thon, so it's still 1 week left of February. But since I mainly plan my reading for the Olympics-a-thon, I'm gonna spend this upcoming week reading a bit of whatever, and then we have a March TBR to focus on. For March, I don't have any particular reading plans compared to how February was, where I had a more strict TBR. This is gonna be a bit looser, but I'm gonna see it as an opportunity to catch up on some things I've been wanting to read or haven't gotten to, or things that need to roll over. I'm also gonna be traveling a bit in March. I'm going away on a longer conference with work, and I'm going on a ski trip. And I'll be away for a weekend as well. So it's a mix of having more time to read, but also not having more time to read. Like the week I'm away with work, I'm guessing it's gonna be very social, I'm gonna be very active. I don't think I will prioritize reading other than when I'm on the airplane. But for the weekend I'm away, that means I will have a lot of reading time during that weekend because I will be on a flight and on a bus. So this TBR is basically like 3 categories: books rolling over, books I really want to read, and books I'm reading for the Buzzword-a-thon. So let's start with the books rolling over. First we have The Ballad of Never After by Stephanie Garber. This was a book I was supposed to read in January for the Buzzword-a-thon prompt of reading a book with never in the title. I didn't get to this. I didn't read awfully much in January. I read all right, but I just didn't get to this. I want to be on track with Buzzword-a-thon, and this is the one book that is lagging. So I'm gonna take this opportunity to read it now. And yeah, this is the second book in the... what's it called now again? Okay, I don't remember what the series is called, but it's the second book in the Once Upon a Broken Heart series. It's its sequel, and it's a YA series. It's very fantastical, whimsical, very fairy tale-esque. It's not the most new thinking, original sort of series, but it's entertaining, it's fun. I really enjoyed the first book. I haven't been able to stop thinking about the first book, and I really want to continue with the series. It's basically following Evangeline and Jack. Evangeline sort of makes a deal with Jack. Jack is the Prince of Hearts in this fairytale-esque world, and Evangeline in the first book strikes a deal with him that has some consequences, and it's like this fairytale world with princes and princesses, curses, magical things, kingdoms, stuff like that. It's a bit all over the place, but if you accept that and just go into it with like, oh, this is gonna be entertaining and fun and like a fairy tale, then I feel like it's good. So I do want to continue with the series, and I do want to make an attempt to focus on continuing or wrapping up series I'm currently reading instead of starting new ones. So that is sort of like a constant dilemma or conflict for me. But this I'm hoping to get read so I can catch up on Buzzword-a-thon. The second book I plan on reading in March, which is sort of a rollover from February, is Quicksilver by Callie Hart. This is a book I'm supposed to buddy read with my friend. She has already started. I think she's about 100 pages or something into it. I haven't started. I focus on the Olympics-a-thon TBR, but I do think I will start it this upcoming weeks. This is also a story I don't really know what it's about. All I know that it's romantasy, it's about fairies, and there's a character called Kingfisher. I've seen people I follow really enjoy the series, appreciate it for what it is. I don't expect anything grand or, once again, super original, new thinking like that. I just want to be entertained and have a good time and fangirl about this book with my friend. Hopefully, I will actually start it within the next few weeks. Let's now talk about a couple of books I want to read just because I can and want to. So the first one is actually a fun one. I think I'm gonna want to read Heated Rivalry. I won't purchase the book, I won't get it from the library, but I'm thinking of buying it as an ebook to my e-reader and just read it whenever. I'm so very much in the Heated Rivalry bubble right now. I'm currently watching the show. They have released 5 episodes. We're getting the 6th one, the final one next week, and I feel like after that I'm definitely gonna have some like abstinence issues. So I think reading the book is gonna be the perfect cure for that. I'm so excited about it because I just really love the characters. I love the dialogue. And I feel like I've heard good things about this book as well. I don't really care for the other books in this series. I don't think I'm gonna bother with those, but I think I'm just gonna read Heated Rivalry, potentially the sequel at some point. But yeah, I think it's a good way for me to stay in the world and still be obsessed with it. And I think it can just be a fun time. If you don't know, if Heated Rivalry hasn't taken over your For You page or algorithms or whatever, Heated Rivalry is about two hockey players on different teams, and they sort of form a rivals with benefits sort of relationship that throughout the years develop into something more, and the show is incredible. I'm so obsessed with it. I constantly rewatch the episodes. We're getting them one episode a week. I know everyone in the States and Canada have already seen it, but Europe is a bit behind. Sweden is a bit behind, but it's fine. I really actually enjoy looking forward towards my Fridays in order to watch Heated Rivalry. And nothing will ever be able to beat the club scene in episode 4. The latest episode that was released was episode 5, and it was equally as incredible. It made me cry. But I'm so excited for the 6th episode. I want to go to the cottage, okay? I want to go to the cottage. Take me to the cottage now. By the time that March is here, I will finally have seen the cottage. So yeah. So Heated Rivalry, most likely gonna be an e-read for me, and I'm very excited about it. I think that's gonna be a perfect book for me. It's gonna be a perfect book for when I'm away. Even though it might be fun if my colleagues like ask me like, oh, what are you reading? I'm like, Heated Rivalry, and they're like, ooh, I don't know. But yeah, I think it's gonna be perfect for that. The other book I'm very excited to get to is Mythos by Stephen Fry. We're going from like Heated Rivalry, hockey gay smut to non-fiction Greek mythology retellings. It's sort of like that TikTok sound where you're like, your prison is politics and mine is the crown, and I won't trade one prison for another, to I barely grazed, and then you know the sound. I'm going to Athens in April, and I'm so excited about it. I've booked a tour. I'm so excited to do all of the things, and I feel like I really want to get into the myths before that. I think reading this ahead of heading to Athens, and it's gonna be my first time in Greece as well, I feel like that's just perfect. Well, this one has been on my TBR for like 5 years now. It's insane. Haven't gotten to it, so I think I'm gonna prioritize it. I'm very excited to get to it. So I just think this is gonna be like retellings of various myths. I'm not really certain of like the layup of the story. We have like a family tree or like relationship tree. That's actually quite good. And yeah, I think it's just gonna talk about different parts of the mythologies, and we also have some pictures and stuff in it. So this is just gonna be a perfect read to get me into the right vibe and mood and mindset of going to Athens later on this spring. And then the have to read for Buzzwordathon, I'm actually a bit undecided, so I will decide on the spot now. One of the prompts, the title prompt, is to read a book with this, that, these, or those in the title. And I'm thinking of either going with This Savage Song by V. Schwab or The Book That Wouldn't Burn. I said that I am a bit conflicted about starting new series. I want to wrap up series. And these are both first books in series. I don't really have any other options for books with these words in them. So that's a bit tricky. Also, like, I know I'm working on quite a hefty TBR already, or like many of my books are longer-ish books, or 400 pages plus at least. So that's something to consider as well. I don't know. Like, a part of me would like to read The Savage Song just to continue reading all of the V. Schwab. That's one of my goals. This is also YA. It's about a divided city where violence has begun to create real and deadly monsters. We have Kate and we have August. There's some sort of curse. I think music is a part of the series as well. I might be wrong. My second option is The Book That Wouldn't Burn by Mark Lawrence. And this is about two strangers who find themselves connected by a vast and mysterious library containing many wonders and still more secrets. And this is also like fantasy, first in a series. It's longer, it's about 500 pages. The text is also a bit small. Wonderfully floppy though. Like I want to get to this just because of the flop, not gonna lie. But I feel like the thing with this one is I feel like I might get into another epic fantasy when I want to wrap up series. I don't know. So I'm like, I have been itching to read this, but just as my current mood, I'm not like dying to read any of these right now. I don't know why. I feel like they will both be great. So I'm not gonna make a choice now. We'll see what my mood is once I've read some of the other books, maybe. The second prompt that I was a bit undecided on, but I think I will choose one for actually, is to read a book with like movement or action on the cover. So where you can see that the characters are moving, like falling or taking a step, or maybe their hair is blowing in the wind or something. And I pulled out 2 options for this. I got Sharks in the Time of Saviors and also Trader's Blade. Because here you can see there's a person falling, and here there's sort of like movement in the cape or whatever. But I think now, looking at all of my other choices, I'm gonna go with Sharks in the Time of Saviors by Kawai Strong Washburn. This is more of a literary pick, because I'm realizing now that the rest of my TBR is gonna be quite fantasy heavy, and if I'm gonna start one new fantasy series with the other prompt, I shouldn't start another one on top of that. And also with Quicksilver and all of that. So I feel like this is gonna be a good break between all of the fantasy. This is also a book I've had on my shelves for a couple of years now, and it's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be quite different, I think. It's about Nainoa, who falls into the sea and a shark takes him in its jaws, only to return him unharmed to his parents. For the next 30 years, Noah and his siblings struggle with life in the shadows of this miracle. The book is a brilliantly original and inventive novel. The sweeping story of a family living in poverty among the remnants of Hawaii's mythic past and the wreckage of the American dream. I remember seeing this everywhere a few years back, that's why I picked up the book. I haven't really heard much about it since. So it might be maybe more on the literary side, maybe a bit trickier to get through, but I also do feel like it can be quite a beautiful read. So I'm just curious about it, and it's been on my TBR for a while. It's good that I'm getting to it. And I feel like that's a good place to stop with the TBR. I do want to allow myself a bit more space in what I'm going to read in March. It's still 6 books I've talked about, and I'm not certain I will be able to finish all of those 6 books within 1 month. So this is sort of the stack, not entirely. It's gonna be either one of these 2 books, not both, and hopefully Heated Rivalry on top of this. More fantasy heavy this time, more series heavy, probably, because we have the second book in a series, first book in a series, gonna be another first book in a series. I'm not really gonna count Heated Rivalry as a series, maybe, I don't know. But yeah, more fantasy heavy, longer-ish books. I'm very excited about Mythos, actually. That's the one I'm the most excited about at the moment. And I think that's sort of where I'm at with my TBR for March. A bit more chill vibes on my side, but still books I need to get to for various reasons. I'm just hoping to have some fun in March, I think. February has been great reading-wise, but it's been like having to plan my reading and prioritize it and stuff for the readathon. So it's gonna be nice to take a bit of a break from that and be able to read a bit whatever. Feel free to let me know what your March TBR is and if you're participating in anything fun this month, like a readathon, read-along, something like that. Thank you so much for watching this video. I really hope you enjoyed it. Please take care and I'll see you on the next one. Goodbye!